So we have 900 grams of flour, all-purpose flour right here. And then we have 4 tablespoons of powdered milk. Put that in the center. 2 tablespoons of sugar. Then we have 2 packets of dry yeast, which equals around half a ounce of yeast. I gotta add 2 cups of warm water so it'll start becoming something. I don't want to kill the yeast. That'll be really bad. So what I did, I made a little bowl with flour, and now I'm gonna mix all this together just a little bit. I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit, and then so it'll start bubbling up. So it started bubbling. It's been a while, and now what we gotta add is a little bit of salt. On the sides, and also a splash of vinegar. Also on the sides. Shit. Mixing. Start mixing everything together until it becomes a shaggy dough. That's enough of a dough to satisfy me. Now we're gonna knead it all together. That's my dough. Now we grab the same bowl. That's enough. Just coat the bottom and a little bit on the sides. We grab our beautiful dough. We leave it in there. Cover the top. I'm gonna put it right next to my heater, so it'll rise even quicker. So after an hour of letting it rest, it has doubled in size and become nice and big and fluffy. Now we're gonna remove it on my table. We're basically gonna flat it out because we gotta roll it into. We gotta roll it up. God, I haven't told you what I'm making. I'm making a pan de miga. Pan de miga is a very classic bread used for sandwiches. Basically, it's a white bread with no crust, and it's usually filled with mayo with a little bit of butter. And then ham and cheese, and then that's it. It's super simple, but it's super classic, and it's one of my favorite snacks of all times. The only thing here in America, you don't find it a lot, so you gotta make it, and that's And we bought the mold because the mold is a very special mold. It's not very special, it's just special because to get a perfectly square bread, you need to get a square mold with a lid. So now that it's squared up and ready, we will take it and we'll start rolling it. You don't want any air. So the reason we're gonna roll it is so it becomes like basically a chimney for the dough itself. We're gonna close these things so we can make this into a nice loaf. Half. And we're gonna turn it up like this. So now there's open spots that'll go up and the air will escape upwards. So that's our things. Now let me get the mold. So the mold, this is the mold. It's squared. I'm gonna butter it up. So that it sticks, which is good. And now we're gonna place these upwards. Yes. There you go. We're gonna squish them down so it becomes a square. Then we're gonna, after this, we have to, with a knife, again, poke it so it'll easily let some air out, because air's bad. There you go. And then we're gonna shut this up with the lid, and I'll let it rest. And then supposedly after it's rest, all these holes, there's gonna be a little bit of dough coming out of the hole, and also from the side right here because it's open. And when that is fully up, we're gonna put it in the oven and let it cook. Bread, I gotta be very gentle with it so it doesn't go down. Okay, so here it is. It's lifted all the way up. All the way up. There it is. It's almost to the edge. So I'm just gonna close it and hopefully it rises just enough in the oven. The last proofing in the oven. It's gonna go nice and low because it's a very thick bread. So we get it nice and low in I think it's an hour of cook time. So I'm gonna take this over there and I'm gonna start cooking it real quick. Is this? Here it is. It's still very hot. I just got it out of the oven. Let's take out the lid. And there you go. That's our bread. Nice and warm. I'm gonna flip it over onto a cutting board so it can cool down. Yeah, I don't like this side. Stupid vegetables. So you get it cut off the very thin crust. Right, all crust. Now you see that. That's a nice piece of bread. Oh, that looks perfect. So after cutting all the crust, this will not become waste. This is just some little toast we can use. This is the final product. It's a loaf without any crust at all, with a high density of little bubbles, and it's completely perfect. It's so nice. And it's it's really soft and squishy. It's just a perfect sandwich bread, you know? Alright, so I'm gonna cut this up and then I will make some sandwiches so I can demonstrate something to do with this bread. But this is basically a pan de miga. There you go. The simplest one is just bread, a little bit of what we call mayo and butter. You can just fix whatever you want. You can make any proportions. A little bit of that. Yeah. And some American cheese. Obviously, you can use whatever cheese you want. American cheese on one. And then on the other side, some good old ham. There you go. And then you close it. And there you go. Un sandwichito de miga. Yeah. No, estoy hablando a mí mismo. And there you go. That's a sandwich of miga with our bread that we freshly made. It's simple, but it's perfect. Let me show you a better version. Well, I don't know if better or not, but it's definitely good. Alright, for the next one, we're gonna make, again, same mayo and butter. Both sides. Both sides. Alright, we're gonna add a little bit of lettuce. Not too much, I don't want to ruin the other ingredients by overpowering it. And then after that, we're gonna add a few Wagyu strips. I saw it in Walmart and I might as well. There you go. Close that up. And that's a Wagyu by Sandwichito and Miga. It's so tender. It's amazing. Oh my god. This is great. There's what you call a triple stack, and this one is a triple stack. So basically, you grab a little bit of filling. This is gonna be a tuna egg sandwich, basically. Grab tuna. Nice on all corners, on all edges. There you go. On all edges, we grab this piece, we flip it on top, right? And then we got a little bit more mayo on that. All right. Then we get a little bit of egg. This egg has a little bit of mayo, so it's not so dry. We put it on. Put it on. Then tomatoes. And then the last piece we go on top. Alright, so when it usually happens is mass production, and you want to make them as square as possible. So you press it down a little bit, and then you cut the sides, and then you cut all sides so it's nice and square and beautiful, right? So it doesn't slip. Now that's a perfect square, and it's a triple stack. And that's a good sandwich. Enjoy.